It all comes down to this. The final 90 minutes on match day 3 here in Group E of the U-18-19 U.S. Soccer Development Academy playoffs. The winner of this one has a shot to go through to the quarterfinals, as it's the Michigan Wolves getting set to face off against Chargers SC. Both of these teams need all 3 points today, and they need help from the other game between the Vancouver Whitecaps and Barca Academy. So the Michigan Wolves comes in with a record of 1-0-1, 3 goals for, 2 goals against. They are tied at the top of Group E with Barca Academy on the same amount of goal difference. So they need to win and score more goals than Barca Academy, or if they draw, they need Barca Academy to drop points, and or if Barca Academy draws, they need to draw by a higher score. For Chargers SC, they come in with a record of 0-1-1, and with that 1 point, they need a win, and they need Barca Academy to lose, and they need to have a higher goal difference as well. So their margin of victory must be at least 2 goals, and they need Vancouver to beat Barca Academy, but by a smaller margin of victory, as the first tiebreaker is goal differential. So I know it all sounds a bit confusing. What you need to know is that both teams need to win, and they need the result in the other match, which is being played simultaneously, to go their way, as it's Chargers SC versus Michigan Wolves, the kickoff coming after the national anthem. "90 minutes left in the group stage of the U.S. Soccer Development Academy playoffs here at the U-18-19 level. And at the end of this, one of these teams could find their way into the quarterfinals to be held in 2 days' time here in Oceanside. The Chargers come in 0-1-1 in the group stage, started with a 2-1 loss versus Barca Academy, and then had a 0-0 draw against the Vancouver Whitecaps. This is a good look at your referees for this evening. The man in the middle is Eric Barnes out of North Carolina. Will be assisted by Christopher Calderon out of Long Beach on the near side. Nick Seymour out of Virginia on the far side. And the woman in between the benches is the very royal Lauren Parliament. So a good look at Kevin Barnes getting set for what is going to be a very physical battle. It's a good look at the Michigan Wolves coming in off the back of a 2-1 win against Vancouver. Johnny Ferry scoring both goals for the Wolves as they are in pole position. They need a win by more goals than Barca Academy, or if both teams draw, they need to have more goals to go through on goal difference. Chargers, once again, need a win by at least 2 goals, and they need Vancouver to beat Barca Academy, but by a smaller margin of victory. So it's Chargers SC out of Clearwater, Florida, finished 3rd in the Southwest Division with a record of 14-6-6, taking on the Michigan Wolves in all black. The number 32 seed comes in having finished 6th in the Mid-America Division with a record of 11-7-4. And it is Wolves who will get us underway Ala Al-Ghahim is over the ball alongside Ferry as they will begin to kick off. And it's the Wolves who are attacking to the left to get us underway. Right away looking to break lines, but it's won back by Chargers. And the high pressure coming in. And out wide for Pineros, who did well to keep it in. And the captain sends it downfield. Stones. Well, Hess wants the ball on the wing. Instead, it's going to come back to Montemurray. Now he'll find Hess. Hess stepping inside. Will slide it in to Al-Ghahim. He finds Ferry. 2-goal hero from match day 2. Tries to get the cross in. Didn't get enough purchase behind the ball, and Ryan Gallagher comes out to take. Gallagher making his first start of these playoffs, his 13th of the season. It's just an 0-1. Came up from the U-17s for the second half of the season and has done so well that he came into these playoffs with these U-19s. Sun beating down on the field as Vatney sends it forward. Al-Ghahim is through. Al-Ghahim to give the lead to the Wolves. It's a dream start for the side from Michigan. Vatney with the ball over the back four. Al-Ghahim with the composed finish. And the Wolves are in the ascendancy. Allah Al-Ghahim with his 12th goal this season. And Wolves have the early lead as Lopez gets it back in for Jimenez. Over to the far side where it's won by Vatney. What a ball that was from Vatney over the back line. Matthew Vatney committed to Case Western and the Sterling Heights, Michigan native. Tremendous vision, and it was perfectly weighted into the path of Allah Al-Ghahim. Skying to get that header was Fisher, but it's brought down by Kalachi for the Chargers. Continues his run and gets back in the corner. And the double team comes in quickly. Has a great cheering section just behind him in the younger Chargers SC players. Many of them have their shirts off and their chest painted. Some of them are holding Charger scarves, and they've been singing and dancing for about an hour before the game. I was joking with the coaching staff that they're going to be tired before the whistle even blows for kickoff. And down at the other end, behind Gallagher, is the Michigan Wolves U16-17s, who are on to cheer their older side. 4th minute, as Montemurray gets it back. Montemurray once again was unable to clip it over Awodesia. And Awodesu helps it on. And the cross coming in. Awodesu flying in, and he wins the first corner kick of the game for Chargers. Six in the box for Chargers. Awodesu got his head on it, but so did Montemurray. Lopez trying to get to the byline, and his cross will float out of bounds for a goal kick. Scott Duell said about his side, that would mean everything for them to go through to the quarterfinals. Said, we've been a top team in the region for so long, but haven't been able to make or break through the group stages. So it would mean everything to us to reach our goal of getting out of the group. And they're doing well so far. He said, we can only focus on controlling what we can control, and they're doing that well as they're on the charge once again. This will go out for a throw-in. Wolves coming into this one unbeaten in their last 7 games, including these playoffs. 3-0-4 in that time. You have to go all the way back to April 20th to find their last of their 7 losses this season. It's a Wolves club that has produced the likes of former MLSers and Suni Saad, who played for Sporting Kansas City, and former Colorado Rapids player Josh Gatt. Montemurray spins away. Hess, back for Montemurray. And he'll leave it off for Stone. Coming back to get it is Comer, and he'll get it out wide. Flicked on by Ferry, but it will be Shepard back to Gallagher. Gallagher finds Nkanji. Picks out Schuhart. Oh, and that's wonderful skill by JT Copper. Copper has 2 runners ahead of him, tries to slide it through, and the Wolves defense was wise to it. William Schuchart chasing, but Fisher turns away from him. This is back in for Fisher. And Hess will get it back for Fisher. According to his GPS, Fisher ran 7.5 miles versus Vancouver. And head coach Scott Duell said that he came off looking like he could have run another 5. Duell saying that Fisher's the one who sets the pace and the tempo for this team and was also their leader. As Comer plays it over the top, looking for the weaving run of the goal scorer, Al Gahim. Works his way into the box, has it on that favored right foot, tries to cut in, goes down, and the shot is blocked. And this is Ferry. Some crafty moves on the far side from John Ferry. Ferry taken down, but it was a fair challenge. Well, the referee coming over and said this one's going to be on the floor. For my money, did get a lot of Ferry, but the defender got all ball first. It's a good look at the Michigan Wolves U16 17s just behind the boards. And it will be a free kick for the Wolves, who are on the prowl in the 9th minute. They begin their runs. As it's played in, all out to bounce all the way through and behind Hess. They cleared only as far as Stone. Montemurray. Oh, it's a heavy ball back from Miller, but it comes all the way through for Josh Savoni. Kellen Landefield is committed to play his college ball at Michigan State. Back in the feet of Landefield, won by Awodesu. Smartly played by Savoni. Eichmann. The center back continues his run. Still going. Well shielded off the ball and sent clear. And Kanji's header. And this is Pineros. Pineros continues his run. Instead, it comes inside to Awodesu. Awodesu wins it back. Forward looking for Ferry. Headed away by Eckham. And we'll float out of bounds for a Chargers throw-in. Talked about some of the players that the Michigan Wolves have produced. Chargers SC is where U-17 international Mason Judge used to play, as well as Nathan Harrell, who's now with the Bethlehem Steel in the USL Championship. Lopez. Gonna get it out wide for Duffy. Slides it into the path of Copper. Copper trying to spin. Awodesu plays a quick one too, but that's cut out. Chargers continue to keep it, and now Pineros joins the party. Pineros looking to measure one. It's awkward for Savoni, but he's able to make the catch. Good work by Savoni, who's getting his 15th start of the season in 16 appearances. The Ontario native is committed to play his college ball at Niagara. This will be a throw-in for Chargers. The referee didn't like that ball being poked away after it had already gone out. Looks like Duffy may have taken a knock on the far side. He's holding onto his finger. We hope that Ian Duffy's okay. He's been with the academy since the beginning at the youngest age group back in 2015, Ian Duffy. The hand looks good enough so that he can take this throw-in. Miller doing the defending. Kanji. Forward for Copper. And swept away from the boot of Kalachi, but only as far as Awodesu. He tried to slide it through, but Copper couldn't make the run, so it rolls out for a goal kick in the 14th minute. It was a good idea, though, from Obafemi Awodesu, who joined this year from FC Delco. So Savoni to take this goal kick. So it'll be a free kick for Chargers SC. Head coach Andre Sarango said he played really well in their first two games. He said in the 2-1 loss, or the 0-0 draw rather, with the Vancouver Whitecaps, had 3 or 4 chances that he felt they should have buried. So in that game, just didn't take their chances. Then in the 2-1 loss against Barca Academy, was really happy with the way they played. So he's really happy with his team's effort and spirit, and their desire to play their style. And despite the 0-1-1 start to these playoffs, Andre Sarango still very much believing in his side and that they'll get the victory today that can go through. So this one slipped into Ferry, hooked out wide for Comer. Getting on the loose ball is Miller. He gets it out wide. Early cross is blocked and swept clear. So it's Vatney on the far side who wins the throw-in. Hess was unable to get around Lopez. Good strength from Pineros. Has two ahead of him. Pineros with the throw-in. Battling for it is Lopez. Montgomery comes away with it. Leaves it off for Landefeld. And he'll get it back to Savoni. Slid over for Stone. Stone, Landefeld, and Ferry all committed to play college soccer at Michigan State. In for Fisher. Over the top looking for Al-Gahim. Fisher gets to the loose ball first. It's off him last, and it'll be a throw-in for Chargers. Hooked away by Stone. Brought down by Jimenez. Near side Lopez. Leaves it off for Pineros. This is like him. Send it to the far side for Nkanji. Ferry dispossesses him. Working down the line, Ferry only has El-Hakim to find in the center. And then Nkanji did well to recover. Gallagher perfectly onto the foot of Pineros. Awodesu. Jimenez. Jimenez rides the first challenge, skips past the second, and wins the free kick as he's taken down. Quickly in for Lopez. Down the line for Pineros, a buccaneering run from the outside back, but he couldn't find the cross to match. And it will be a goal kick for Josh Savoni and the Michigan Wolves. Scott Dool said that his side started off slow in both games. They certainly didn't this time around, getting a goal from Ala Al-Gahim in just the second minute of play. And they have the 1-0 lead in the 19th minute on match day 3 here at the U-18-19 U.S. Soccer Development Academy playoffs, where every single team can still go through from Group E. Awodesu, he sets up to hit, but it's right into Stone, who is well positioned. Kellen Landefeld has it stabbed away from him. Schuchart. And Schuchart won the ball, but the studs were showing as he came in. And that's why he's whistled for the foul. Pineros, Jimenez, Nkanji. Side for Jimenez. And Chargers SC will hit the reset button in the 20th minute. Stone steps in front of Kalachi. Gets it in the middle for Comer. Comer has room. Looking to pick out a pass. And the flag is up on Vatney. It's a good idea from Comer. Was invited to take his space. And now Vatney getting a talking to for kicking the ball away after the offside flag had gone up. The referee said that's 2 times now. His teammate had done it on the far side. So next time a Wolves player does that, it's going to be a yellow card no matter who it is. JT Copper has an overlap on the far side, and Kalachi in the middle. Uses that overlap. Does a good job to cut in, but that's tremendous defending from Stone. Pineros gets there before Vatney. One by Lopez. Stone hooks it to the top of the box. Jimenez gets it back out wide. And strong defending on the far side by Wolves. Al-Gahim unable to break out. And Duffy to bring it forward for Chargers. Wodesu has a go! And what a go it is! Invited to shoot, and Wodesu took the invitation with aplomb. Well, apologies. It was Nicholas Kalachi. What a strike for his 11th goal this season. And Chargers have drawn level. A moment of magic from Nicholas Kalachi. Lifted over for Ferry, looking for his 3rd goal of the playoffs, but it hit off his hand as he tried to settle it. Oh, what a strike that was from Nicholas Kalachi. And the ball didn't come out of the box. So Chargers will have to take it again. Schuhart. Kalachi, the goal scorer. Copper. Played it behind Kalachi, still able to get it. So unable to get it back to Copper. Ferry. S. We'll get it inside for Fisher. Just past the midway point of the first half, 1-1 between Chargers SC and the Michigan Wolves. The Wolves got off to a perfect start, scoring through Ala Al-Gahim after just 2 minutes. But Chargers SC would strike back 20 minutes later on a vicious strike from Nicholas Kalachi. Both teams still in with a chance of making the playoffs. And the quarterfinal round awaits. Pass to the top of the box. Rylan Eicham. Over the top for Pineros. And Savoni gets there before Lopez. Wodesu sends it across. Copper heads it down. Wodesu. Out wide for Pineros. Looking to set the table. It's a good ball in. Headed away by Stone. Only as far as Lopez. Lopez looking for a half yard of space, but he's quickly closed down, and the ball is swept to the feet of Al-Gahim. Skips past Awodesu. And steps inside of Jimenez and will leave it off in midfield. Clipped over to the near side for Ferry. Flag stays down. Ferry shielding Awodesu, waiting for support to arrive. Now he's going to slip it in for Vatney. Drills it across for Al-Gahim, and his shot is blocked. Clearance right to Hess. Ferry. Comer. Fisher. It's a little push in the back, but Ferry maintains possession. This is better from Wolves after being on the back foot for the last 3 or 4 minutes. And now they're looking to break down a very well-organized Chargers defense as the ball comes all the way through for Ryan Gallagher. He'll roll it off for Icom. Landefeld battling for it on the far side. And Miller's there to pick up the pieces for Wolves. Nice little bit of skill to get that to Landefeld, looking for the early ball in. It's brought down by Vatney. Vatney! Gallagher gets there first. A quick outlet for Nkanji on the far side. Out wide for Duffy. Get it back to his center back. And it comes back for Gallagher, who will leave it off for Eckham. Awodesu will leave it off for Ryan Gallagher. And then Kanji is dispossessed and then threw Al-Gahim to ground. And it'll be a free kick for the Wolves just at the edge of the box. And could Nkanji be in further trouble here? It's going to be a yellow card on Nkanji for the foul on Al-Gahim. He was just a bit too careless with the ball. And then really had no other option but to push down Al-Gahim, or else the counterattack was on for Michigan Wolves deep in Chargers SC's end. That's a good ball in, and that was an important header from Pineros, because there were two players lurking at the back post in Wolves jerseys. Vatney has gotten around Pineros. Took a touch too many, and Pineros is able to recover. Looks to launch it forward. And Landefeld able to get on his head on it before Copper could take. Barry, he's done really well at holding up the ball for Wolves. They've been good possessing the ball, but you really see how tight the Chargers SC are keeping their lines, especially when they get around the box. As this cross comes in, and Hess had sneaked in, but it bypasses him. Good effort to keep it from going over the end line. And something could still be on here for the Michigan side. Vatney works his way into the box. Skips past Eichmann, but it's shielded out for a goal kick. Now Chargers able to bring it out just a bit. Now the press comes from Wolves. And it's off of Vatney last, so it's going to be a throw in for Pineros. Pineros. Hess. Vatney. And Pineros with the block. The ball was looking back for him. It's intercepted, and it's Al-Gahim who wants to run at Icahn. Still going Al-Gahim. Icahn stands his ground. Al-Gahim gets the ball in, but the offside flag is up against John Ferry. Past the half-hour mark in Oceanside. 1-1 between Chargers SC and the Michigan Wolves on a game when both sides need to win, and they need help from the other game between Barca Academy and the Vancouver Whitecaps. Miller. Kellen Landefeld. Still 0-0 at the moment between Barca Academy and Vancouver. So at the moment, a win for either side, and if that result holds, the winner of this game will go through. Top of the box, Hess, and cleared away by Pineros before Ferry could get there. Room for Stone to run. Zips it into the feet of Al-Gahim. Has Vatney running along the line. Finds him. And Vatney tried to smuggle it through, but it was well defended. Nkanji. Duffy. And he'll use the safety valve in his keeper. Ooh, a loose ball back. But neatly done by Nkanji to keep possession for Chargers SC. As they work it forward to Copper. The pass a bit too far ahead of Kalachi. And so it will come around the back for Michael Montemurray. Fisher. Nick Stone. Landfield. Invited to take the green in front of him. Flicked on by Ferry. And the chance is on. Vatney! Deftly done. And the Wolves are back in front. Well, it was a gorgeous flick. Vatney still had it all to do. Keeper off his line to cut down the angle, and Vatney said, I'll go right over. Looping it beyond the unrushing Gallagher, leaving him for dead. And the Michigan Wolves retake the lead as we head into the final 10 minutes of the first half. And as things stand, with this result and the other result, if the games were to end now, it would be the Wolves going through to the quarterfinals. Still, about an hour to play. Especially when you add in stoppage time at the end of each half. Anything can happen. But for the moment, it's the Wolves who are out at the top of Group E. As Landefeld runs out of room on the far side. And now a yellow card is going to be shown because that's the third time that a Wolves player has kicked the ball away after the whistle is gone, and it's Landefeld who's the unlucky recipient. Brought down by Vatney, who has a goal and assist in this game. You look at a finish like that from Vatney and you wonder how he doesn't have more goals this season. Just 2 for him, but it is a big one, as it could be the goal that puts the Wolves into the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals will be played on Monday. NYCFC and Sporting KC are already through. One of these teams looking to join them. Fisher. Al-Gahim with a nice turn. It's almost a tremendous touch from Ferry. If he could have just gotten that in front of him, he would have been in through on goal. Bit of miscommunication and allows Kalachi to overtake. Lopez wins it, and he gets the return ball from Shuchart. Awodesu gets it back to Pineros. Pineros, born to Colombian parents. He's going to play his college ball at the University of Southern Florida. This is Landefeld. Fisher. Lopez eating up grass in front of him. And a good job by Montgomery coming over and forcing Lopez out wide as he was licking his chops, getting ready to shoot. But it will be a corner kick for Chargers SC, their second of the game. Copper's corner. Stooping header clear at the near post, but it falls for Duffy, who tries to hammer it back in. And another brilliant equalizer from Chargers SC. This time it's Nkanji who scores it. The first shot was blocked, and it fell kindly for Nkaji, and he smacks it home with a thunderous drive. Can't hit it any sweeter than that. Two absolute screamers have Chargers SC level as we head towards halftime. What a goal that was by Nathaniel Nkanji. That's his first goal of the season, and what a time to get it when Chargers SC needed a moment of magic most. It's the center back who provides it. And it's all to play for once again as we head into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Montgomery. Awodesu. Schuhart will get it back to Aiken, who finds his keeper. The goal scorer in Kanji. Comer. Jimenez. Awodesu ran into Vatney. Ball looking over the top for Ferry. Is in a foot race with Eckham. Ferry gets around him. And good job by Gallagher to stand his ground. That was perfect goalkeeping from Gallagher. And now Ferry will be whistled for the foul on Awodesu. That was good work from Ferry, looking for his third goal of these playoffs. Gallagher did very well to come in, cut down the angle, and even more importantly, he didn't go down with any feint that Ferry tried to make. So textbook goalkeeping from Ryan Gallagher, who's getting his first start of these playoffs. Well, it's a 4-goal thriller, and it's not even halftime. Seeing some beautiful goals here. One came off the boot of that man, Vatney, but he wasn't happy with that effort there. He's trying to play it through for Ferry and just punched it a bit too hard. And now it's the Chargers Academy who are cheering loudest. Lopez gets the overlap from Pineros. It allows him to come inside and leave it off for Awodesu. Awodesu steps inside, was looking for the run of Kalachi. Ferry plays it down the line, but too far for Vatney to chase. So coming over to get it is Nkanji. Kalachi slides it through. Oh, and it's bobbled. And the Wolves able to get it clear. So it'll be a throw in for Pineros. The 0-0 draw against Vancouver on match day 1 is the only time this season that Chargers SC have been held scoreless. Have 2 goals here, but they need more. They must win tonight and get the result to go their way in the other match between Barca Academy and Vancouver Whitecaps. Now they're looking for the third before halftime. And they've penned the Wolves in here. It'll be another throw-in to be taken by Pineros. Pineros. Throw-in quickly taken. And the pass looking down the line for Ferry, cut out by Eckham. Comer, another player who's going to play at Michigan State, Jacob Comer. So there's going to be 2 minutes of stoppage time. You get the feeling there could still be a goal before the halftime whistle goes. A really good back and forth affair here. 2 very well built up goals by the Michigan Wolves. And two absolute screamers seemingly out of nothing for Chargers SC. And here is set opportunity for Al Gahim, but it's slid away. And it will be the first corner kick of the game for Wolves. Can Wolves retake the lead for the third time today before halftime? Away by Pineros. On the spaces open up for Vatney. They're going to have to hurry to get this one off. That's quickly taken. Fisher with the free header. But it's because he pushed Kanji over to get the space. So it'll be a free kick for Chargers SC. Forward by Kanji. And Stone is looking for Hess, rather played it behind him. And he won't have to worry about tracking it down, as that's the last action of a tremendous first half, as it is 2-2 between Chargers SC and the Michigan Wolves, heading into the final 45 minutes of group play here at the U.S. Soccer Development Academy playoffs. 45 minutes down, 45 minutes to go. And we'll have it for you right here on U.S. Soccer's YouTube channel and U.S. Soccer Development Academy's Facebook page. All set for the final 45 minutes in what's been a fascinating encounter so far. 2-2 between Chargers SC and Michigan Wolves. And in the other game, it was 0-0 at halftime between Barca Academy and the Vancouver Whitecaps. So if that result holds and one of these teams can grab a winner, then they would be going through. Of course, Vancouver on 4 points, so in terms of goal difference and the fact that Vancouver came in, or Barca Academy rather, on 4 points, the fact that they came in with a +1 goal difference to Chargers SC's -1, then they would need to win by 2 goals to go through. As Miller gets it back. Al-Gahim getting back his Zycam, and he gets it back to his keeper. Gallagher's been very good with the ball at his feet under pressure today. So Wolves just need to win. Chargers SC need to win by 2. Miller at walking pace, floats it into the center. Back for Miller. And a bit too long in getting that pass into Farios is intercepted by Jimenez. Nice turn from Owodesu. Schuhart gets it out wide. Pineros into the middle for Owodesu. Obafemi Owodesu muscles off the challenge and gets it back for Jimenez. Duffy venturing forward. Delivers an early cross. Up the box zone, it was a good idea by Kolachi. Wanted to have a go himself. Already hit that banger in the first half. This time around, it was blocked. Jimenez for Chargers. Pineros out wide. Puts it onto the back post, headed back across, but it's too close to Savoni, who quickly rolls it out to the second half sub Beloy. Beloy steps inside of Jimenez. Out wide for Ferry. Al-Gahim, perfectly weighted ball to the back post. Vatny, still going Vatny! And cleared off the line. Great job by the defenders to get behind the keeper who had come out to cut down the angle. Again to the back post, free at the back post is Beloy. It was a good save, but the offside flag is up. And it's a bit of a respite for Chargers SC. Good skill from Vatny to get that half yard of space on Pineros. Slipped it underneath the keeper. But it was cleared off the line, and then that ball to the back post, and it was a good save by Gallagher getting across his line quickly. But it wouldn't have mattered as the offside flag was up. Comer shows too much of it to Jimenez. And motoring forward is Lopez. Was unable to find the run of Schuhart. Inside for Beloy. Leaves it off for Al-Gahim. Scorer of the first goal for Wolves. Al-Gahim gets it back. Al-Gahim. And the Wolves will hit the reset button in the 50th minute as it comes across for Stone. Stone takes the space, was unable to find the feet of Beloy. Duffy inside for Jimenez. And Kalachi wins the free kick. Nicholas Kalachi, scorer of the first goal for Chargers SC from Lakewood Ranch. It's Chargers SC's facility where U.S. Soccer Development Academy holds its winter showcase and its Nike International friendlies. On the Michigan Wolves side, Scott Duell said that his team went 1-2 in that event, but he felt that it really prepared them for these playoffs. A similar kind of quality that you face and atmosphere that gets you ready for June. Stone looking for options. Fisher comes back in. And then Kanji gets a foot in. Beyond Kalachi. And now space for Fisher. Rolls it out wide for Beloy. Back for Miller. You have to enjoy the patience on the ball of this Wolves team. And now they've worked it into the box through Vatney. Gets to the end line, pulls it back. The goalkeeper's out. Arriving is Miller. Comer rather, puts it across, and he couldn't find Miller in time. Well, all it needed was somebody charging that back stick for a touch for Wolves as the early crosses floated in, and skying to head that away is Nkanji. But one thing Scott Duell was really happy about in the 1-1 draw against Barca Academy was, despite the fact that they went down a goal in the 33rd minute, he set his side, kept playing their game, showed patience, didn't just start thumping long balls, stuck to the script, and eventually were rewarded with a 90th minute goal coming off the boot of the outside back Stephen Hess. Then of course went on to beat Vancouver 2-1 on a double off the boot of Gianni, or Johnny as he likes to go by, Ferry. And now a victory here, and if the Barca Vancouver games holds at 0-0, they would go through. But they still need to get that goal, and they need the other result to hold. It's been a fascinating encounter and a fascinating group, and the plot still could thicken as it is headed out for a Wolves corner kick. First of the half for either side, third of the game for the team from Michigan. Beloy and Comer's over. But it could be short. Al-Gahim is also in the mix. And it is played short, quickly curled in. Cleared away by Chargers SC's Cameroonian center back, Nathaniel Nkanji. Silky footwork on the far side to win the fourth corner kick of the game for Wolves. It's Vatney who's been at the heart of all their most threatening moves. And it'll be another corner kick. Has at the back post. Just couldn't time his jump. Over the top for Al-Gahim. Gallagher to the rescue. Still work to be done, and cleared off the line by Nkanji. Good defending by Miller on this near side. Lopez chasing, but Miller gets it back to his keeper, who will find Miller again. Miller picks out Beloy. Beloy striding forward. Inside for Allah Al-Ghahim. Jacob Comer. And Jimenez gets it away from Hess. JT Copper on the far side for Chargers. Chargers getting ready to prepare a sub. Kanji over the top, but Lopez wasn't making the run. And so Miller is able to get it back to Stone. Inside for Fisher, who's committed to Stanford. Pulls it out wide for Beloy. Beloy wants to run. A lovely move to create space for himself down the flank. Now looking to combine. Al-Ghahim at the top of the box. He slides it across, and the far corner nearly picked out by Comer. What a move, though, from Michigan Wolves. And it all started with the dribbling magic of Beloy on the near side. Now a player down behind the play, but Al-Ghahim did well to pick his head up and slide it across for Comer. And you could see the intention. And his best laid thoughts almost came to fruition. So we're going to have a substitution. And it's Kevin Kerr who's going to come in as he replaces William Schuchert. So Kerr comes on for his 29th appearance of the season. And Caleb Roldan will also check in for the Chargers. Roldan making his third appearance in these playoffs, his second off the bench. Out of Alonzo High School in Tampa, Florida, Caleb Roldan. There's a good look at Kevin Kerr from Rearview, Florida, as he replaces Ian Duffy. So Duffy's day is done, as is Schuchart's. Now we'll see how the subs can affect the game for Chargers SC. So it looks like Lopez took an inadvertent shot to the face. Lopez looks to be all right, just a bit frustrated. As the ball lofted to the far side. Inside for Fisher. Stone. Fisher assesses his options and leaves it back in. Intercepted on the far side by Roldan. Into the feet of Lopez, who lets it run. Now Lopez cuts back inside. The two subs combining. Kerr was unable to get by the first defender, nor the second. And it hit off of Beloy just as it went out of bounds, so it's going to be a throw-in for Chargers. Textbook defending on Stone to take it away from Copper. And it will roll out for a throw-in. Heading toward the hour mark in Oceanside. 2-2 between Chargers SC and Michigan Wolves after 4 quality goals scored in the first half. Both teams need all 3 points and results to go their way in the other match between the Vancouver Whitecaps and Barca Academy. A draw for the Wolves might be enough to see them through, depending on the other result, as it slid through for Vatney. Looking for a second. Vatney right into Gallagher, who pounces on the rebound before Ferry can get to it. Vatney coming in, took himself a bit out wide, and once again Gallagher getting his angles right. It was very good positioning from Ryan Gallagher. We talked to the Chargers SC coaching staff before the game and asked them why Ryan Gallagher in place of Jacob Schick, who started the first two games, and said Jacob Schick was a bit beaten up and they believe that Ryan Gallagher will make important saves for us, and he certainly has so far in this game. Stone venturing into the attack. Clips it over for Vatney, but hooked away by Pineros. Oh, what a ball that was from the center back, Stone. Mark Fisher gets it out wide. Hess goes on the overlap. It opens up the space inside where it's slotted for Al-Gahim. He leaves it on for Ferry. He has a go! And very nearly found the corner. It was a lovely ball slid in. And a good effort from Ferry. He nearly found his third goal of these playoffs. Not only impressed with Ferry when he's on the ball, but the runs that he makes off it, which opens up the other space for his teammates to run through. So that's a push in the back. An obvious one at that. It'll be a free kick in the center circle for Chargers. As Oresu will leave it off. Kerr wants it on this near side. Instead, Jimenez will get it off to Nkanji. Lovely little touchdown. Kalachi rolls it out. Oh, and another great effort, but this time Savoni is able to make the save. As it came off the boot of the substitute, rolled on. Joshua Rubin is getting set to check in for Wolves. Be interesting to see whose number goes up. Rubin can play along the back line or as a forward. So it's hard to tell who he's going to come in for. A great effort to keep it in on the far side. And he's continued his run. Hess has covered all 120 yards of the flank. And he wins a throw in deep in Chargers SC's end. And now here comes the substitute as Rubin is going to come in. So Rubin will replace Miller. So Rubin, who will head off to Saginaw Valley State, comes on for his 19th appearance of the season. That'll be a corner kick for Wolves in the 64th minute as they look for the go-ahead goal. Ball played in, ricochets, pinballs around. Ed Gallagher takes it before it crosses the line. It was a short corner taken. It was a dangerous ball across. Anything can happen when that ball is bouncing in the box. As Gallagher with another important intervention for this Chargers SC side, who are still in with a shout.
Sit down after the ball hits me in the
This one flicked on. There's still danger in the box. And it's Gallagher standing big once again. Kerr brings it forward. drives it down to the line in the path of JT Copper. Copper working on Beloy. Good 1-2 game with Kerr. Copper's cross and headed away by Hess. The shot takes a deflection and falls right into the arms of Savoni. Gotten word that Barcelona have scored, so it's 1-0 at the moment. So as things stand, it's Barca on 7 points with a +2 goal differential, Wolves on 5 points with a +1 goal differential, Chargers on 2 points at -1, and Vancouver on 1 point at -2. So a winner is needed for both of these teams, unless that result changes and we're inside the final 25 minutes. Vatney with the turn, crosses it back. It's left through for Beloy, was unable to poke it on. And it comes back to Savoni. It's really being given the business by the younger Chargers Academy players. Oh, I absolutely love it. If you're going to be a professional, you have to take that kind of taunting, especially if you're a keeper. Those fans behind your goal are going to be ruthless. They talk about providing a pressure-filled and professional atmosphere, and the DA certainly has done that, especially when the younger or older academy teams come out to support. As this rolls out for a goal kick. So Kerr takes the throw-in. And this is Kalachi. They know he can hit him from here. Kalachi steps inside of 1, skips by 2, couldn't get by 3. Rubin taking off down the near side. Kerr cuts it out. Kerr receives the return ball and slides it forward. This is a good run. The Wolves defenders conspiring to win it back. Kerr again. Copper is working on Stone. Makes his way into the middle. Leaves it off for Roldan. Reverse ball back for Copper. Has help out wide. Instead tried to get the cross off himself. And now Pineros in a battle on the far side. And he'll keep it for Chargers. Awodesu invited to run at the gap. Slides it forward. Continues his run. And tried to smuggle it through, but now it's a chance for the Wolves to hit on the break if they can hurry. Perfectly weighted the ball just over the head of Eichmann, who does well to recover and is shielding it too. And now which way's the free kick gonna go? It'll go the way of Chargers SC. Vatney. Fisher rides the challenge and gets back for Rubin. The Wolves maintain possession as we head into the final 20 minutes of Group E. Copper. Pineros shaping up the cross, the header off target from Copper. Well, that's how quickly Pineros can break down that line for Chargers SC. So it was a good ball in, and Copper could see he was trying to snap his neck around and get that header goalwards. In the end, just wasn't able to bring it around enough. Awodesu. Roldan sends it in. Lopez. Jimenez. Kerr. Chips it back into the box. Loose ball falls for Jimenez. Quickly closed down. And brought to ground after a bit of head tennis and played over the top looking for Ferry, but this will roll all the way through for Gallagher. Al-Gahim can't get there before Kanji, who gets it back to Gallagher. On this near side, Lopez, who's wearing number 12, I believe he got blood on his jersey. He was made to change, so he's wearing number 5 now. And this is Lopez with the ball at his feet. The Haines City, Florida native gets it out wide for Kerr. Inside for... Ooh, and a late heavy challenge. Referee says nothing doing. Al-Gahim can't get it forward. And very sportingly played out by Vatney to make sure that Roldan is okay. And the referee said that it was a good challenge. Roldan certainly disagrees. They had a bit of a break. They had some time and space. The Wolves didn't need to play that ball out. But such are the morals that are taught by Academy Director Lars Richter and head coach Scott Duell. That his side did the sporting thing, even though they were under no obligation to. Awodesu. Chargers SC return the favor. Stone. That was an interesting ball with Copper looking to nick in. Intercepted by Kerr. Took a touch too many, and it's one back. Al-Gahim sends it over to the far side for Beloy. Beloy working on Pineros. Gets inside of him to the far post. Vatney, the flag is up. And now a substitution to be made by the Michigan Wolves. Is coming on is Connor Kelly. And he's going to replace Stephen Hess. So Kelly comes on for his 21st appearance of the season. 17-year-old who attends Detroit Central Catholic is on to see if he can get the winner for the Michigan Wolves. So we are into the final 15 minutes of the U.S. Soccer Development Academy U-18-19 playoffs. And in Group E, either of these teams or Barca Academy and the Vancouver Whitecaps can still go through depending on the table at the end of these results. Jimenez. Chargers have seen a bit more of the ball in the last 5 minutes. Kerr looking to make that advantage tell. One by Jimenez. In for Owodesu. It's very narrow right there. They need somebody out wide. Pineros had stayed home, and perhaps it's a good thing as they give up the ball. Now he's back to defend. This is Roldan who's helping to get behind the ball. And Owodesu wins it, and Roldan lets him pick up the pieces. So Owodesu was trying to thread it through for Copper. Instead, it's intercepted on the far side. Stone slides it inside, and it was looking for the run of Kelly from Vatney, but it will go all the way through for Gallagher. Fisher steps into the passing lane, rolls it along for Ferry. Ferry's shot's blocked by Nkanji, but it will be a corner kick for the Michigan Wolves. Fifth of the game for the Wolves. Taken short to Al-Hakim. Clear to the top of the box, one back by Ferry. Kelly couldn't get a boot to it. That was an important win from Montemurray. Now Kelly leaving his way through. Still going Kelly. Has to take himself a bit out wide. Now spins back with it. Fisher to the far side. There's two to find at the top of the six. This one curls just beyond the far post. A cross come shot almost snuck in. Final 12 minutes now. Punch forward. Beloy spins his defender inside out and goes down. And the free kick is going to go the other way. It is still 1-0. Barca Academy leads the Vancouver Whitecaps in the other game. So as these results hold, it would be Barca who goes through. With the player down, now you begin to think about how much stoppage time is going to be added on at the end of these 11 minutes. Take a look at Beloy. He got inside, and oh, he did clip the back of the heels of Eckham. So good call by the referee, because Beloy did get him while he was trying to skip past him. No intention in the challenge. Eckham did well to keep his body position and win that free kick. Not allow Beloy to get around him. So where the first half has been a goal fest, this has just been an absolute battle here in the second half. The first half was a goal fest. This second half has been a slugfest. Neither team just conceding an inch to the other as we're into the final 10 minutes. As the cross comes in, Vatney lets it go. And the Wolves retake the lead through the second half substitute, Beloy. Cameron Beloy going to the University of Chicago. Sends it inch perfect into the far post after Vatney had let it run through. The presence of mind to leave it off. And Beloy, perfect strike, first time with the right boot. And is that the goal that sends the Michigan Wolves into the quarterfinals? As the table now stands, it is Barca and Wolves on 7 points apiece with a 2-goal difference for both of them at +2. And Vancouver would be on 1 point. The Chargers just ahead of them on 2. But you still have a feeling there's going to be plenty more twists and turns in this one, as it's a 4-on-2 going the other way for Wolves. Kelly. Ferry! Gallagher with the save. And then Kanji clears the rebound. Oh, that would have been a big goal in terms of goal difference. And now the trainer being called out. That was a nice layoff from Connor Kelly. And once again, Gallagher just leaving no angle for that ball to be slotted past him. If it weren't for Ryan Gallagher, the Wolves would be home clear and dry well before the 83rd minute. Instead, they are still fighting for their quarterfinal lives, as it's Nkanji who's struggling. Well, these kids give so much, and the Wolves U16, 17s enjoying themselves. In the past 4 years, only 9 clubs have qualified at the U17 and U19 levels for every single playoffs. 7 of those clubs are MLS clubs. The other 2 non-MLS academies to do the trick are Sockers FC and the Michigan Wolves. And now they are looking to make the breakthrough that they crave and go to the quarterfinals. A substitution as Nkanji can't continue. And coming on for him is Max Donovan for his 26th appearance of the season. Max Donovan will play at St. Petersburg College. And for now, he's on to see if he can get Chargers SC back level for the 3rd time today. Well, Wolves also making a change. Is coming on is Francesco Mazzei. And he replaces the scorer of the first goal for Michigan Wolves, Ala Al-Gahim. Can the Wolves find the goal that would give them the better goal difference over the Whitecaps? As things stand, they'll have another opportunity from the corner kick. Their 6th of the game. Cross comes in, Gallagher comes out. And he's looking for the quick outlet. Doesn't find it, so now he will push everyone up. And now it's opened up as everyone drops back so he can throw it out wide. Up the line for Roldan. Roldan, born in Cuba, but now lives in Tampa. Gets it in the middle where the free kick is won for Chargers SC. Final 5 minutes. Another throw-in for Kerr. Kevin Kerr in his 4th season in the DA. Copper bodied off the ball. Ref says play on. It went off of Chargers last, but they'll get the throw-in. Oh, and that's a heavy challenge from Kerr. And now Kerr's going to get a talking to and a yellow card. And he did come in late. Swiped right through the back of the Wolves player's legs. So it's going to be a free kick for Cromer. Fisher. A bit over 2 years ago, Fisher tore his ACL, came back in time for playoffs, but then tore his meniscus of the first day of training this year, got back, sprained his MCL in the first game of the spring, but has gotten himself back into top shape. As we said, ran over 7 miles in the game against Vancouver, and has probably run more than that in this one. Fisher, the real leader of this team. Stanford's getting a great player in Mark Fisher. Acrobatic clearance away by Cromer. Now space for Kelly. Connor Kelly. Oh, what a spin from Kelly. And now coming back with it. Stone drills it over to the far side. Into the final 2 minutes. And the call from Scott Dolis to take the ball into the corner. Dool telling his players to keep possession and take it into the corner when they get the opportunity. The offside flag is up. And now substitution. No, they said drop, not sub. Beg your pardon. Forward for Ferry. Still chasing. Gallagher. Nothing he could do about the 3 goals he's conceded tonight, Gallagher. Vatney, and a foul is going to be called for the collision as that ball was cleared. Now Scott Dool pleading with his players to get back behind the ball as they have a minute plus stoppage time to protect their lead as they look to make their way through to the quarterfinals. Vatney still going. He's been my player of the game. Matthew Vatney for what he's done. A goal and an assist. And the way he's helped keep possession and start those moves in midfield has been at the heart of every dangerous run forward that the Michigan Wolves have made. And now the Wolves holding the ball up. Slipped in for Vatney. Vatney now just takes it to the corner. Showing good technique too, Vatney. Fighting with Kerr, and it's off of Vatney last. Into stoppage time. And there will be 5 minutes. Is that ball well out into the parking lot? I'm sure that rental van had insurance, don't worry. Five minutes for the Michigan Wolves to keep their lead and take all 3 points. 5 minutes for Chargers SC to find the equalizer. In the stoppage time, everybody's playoff lives hanging in the balance with a spot in the quarterfinals up for grabs. Chargers creeping their way up the touchline via the throw-in. Owodesu unable to barge his way through. And now Ferry going forward. Kerr confronts him, and Ferry just plays it into the space. Gallagher brings it into his box and will slide it across. Eckham gets it over to the far side. Roldan. Early cross comes in. Nobody charging in a white jersey. And Savoni will gratefully take that one. And will use all 6 seconds. Cromer. Vatney. Game getting stretched now. The Wolves want to take the ball into the corner. Lloyd. I'm just getting word that it finished 1-1 between Barca and Vancouver. So that means that if the Wolves can hang on here, they would go through. 2 more minutes, the minimum 5 minutes of stoppage time. And then anything else added on by the referee. As this becomes a real scrum in the corner, and it's going to be a free kick for the Wolves. And their fans behind the goal can feel it now. The Wolves just about a minute and a half away from making their way into the last 8 to join the likes of last year's champions NYCFC and Sporting Kansas City. Quarterfinals will be played on Monday, and the Wolves keep the ball in the corner. They have made their den and are looking to keep the lead safe in it down in that far corner. .30 seconds now for the Wolves. Kelly able to catch up to it. This will go out for a goal kick. The minimum 5 minutes have been played. Is there one more chance for Chargers SC to go forward? For the last 4 years, both the U-17s and 19s for the Michigan Wolves have made it to the playoffs, but have not been able to get out of the group stage. Finally, they have made the breakthrough. The Michigan Wolves U-19s are into the quarterfinals as they outlast Chargers SC 3-2. What an epic battle we have just witnessed in Oceanside. Michigan Wolves twice took the lead. Chargers SC twice came back. But the Wolves would score through Beloy just around the hour mark, and they would hang on to take all 3 points. And with the other match finishing 1-1, it's enough to take the Michigan Wolves into the quarterfinals. So that will do us for us here in the booth, but we will have interviews pitch side. So stay with us here on U.S. Soccer and U.S. Soccer Development Academy's Facebook page as it finishes Chargers SC 2, Michigan Wolves 3. Here with match winner Cam Beloy. Congratulations on the tremendous victory. Walk us through that third goal. What did you see as you stepped up to hit it?
Well, I know our left back, Josh Rubin, was coming down the left at pace there, and I think there might have been like a combination going on there. And his cross, it got a little deflected, and it started coming my way. I saw the trajectory sort of coming my way, and I know Matt Vatney was right there, and he probably could have gotten a foot on it, but I thought I had a better shot, so I said leave, and he did a really nice dummy there. And then it just kind of felt really nice. I had to wait a little bit, and I took it off the half volley.
So this was such a back-and-forth game. You guys twice took the lead. They twice came back. How do you manage the emotions in a game like that where it's such a seesaw affair and you know that you have to win?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just it. You know, you have to win. So we came into this game, and, you know, there had been games this season that have been really good games back and forth. So we knew we were prepared. But in a setting like this, it is a little different. But I think it was just that we've been really good all tournament, and we know we deserve to go through. So we wanted to give everything we had.
Here with Cam Beloy, scorer of the third goal for the Michigan Wolves to take them through to the quarterfinals of the U.S. Soccer Development Academy U-18-19 championship. I mean, this is a team that has been in the playoffs every single year since you've come in, and one thing head coach Scott Dool said was, we really want to make that breakthrough. What does it mean to you guys to finally get out of the group stages and into the last 8?
It means everything. I mean, this is my third playoffs, and just going into that third game with a chance to go through it, it was a great feeling. And it's my last playoffs. You know, I'm off to school next year, and it's such a great feeling. I can't even really put into words. I don't think it's really resonated exactly yet. So,
well,
really
Cam, congratulations and best of luck in the quarterfinals.
Thank you.